I see beauty in life, and the poetry in my work is really to try to combine this concept of beauty and the meaningless and transform something beautiful. The feeling to make something invisible visible actually is a great achievement if you manage to do that. I'm Ana Luiza Rodrigues, contemporary artist. I've worked with photography, sculptures, performance, and installation. You really try to play with life or try to say something beauty in this chaotic moment we live in. This is my first solo show in London. We are Intention Fine Art Gallery, and this is my show TERRANOVA. Well, if translation, the title of the exhibition, TERRANOVA, is Earth New, and I combine objects related to daily life and nature. I intend to represent and to show my practice over the years, and I have my earliest work here, reproduction my early works for 2012 until now, to represent my process. My work is like a self-portrait. That's the reason is always a combination of daily objects and daily, not feelings, but moments in life.
Every time they step out,
and of course, over the years, we pass and you're feeling something different. I try to help improving the world through my practice, just to represent the disparities or the calamities what happened, not only in South America, but globally speaking. This has got me, sometimes I get very infuriated and angry about that. My personal works is very political. Through my practice, I can try to show myself, to show my deep thoughts or my feelings or what I want to, to live. My dreams is to achieve that, what people know myself, what I am through my practice. Thinking about the concept, about beauty and the meaningless, is something I try to achieve in all my practice, all the works I created, because I think it's sometimes not just beauty, but sometimes what beauty represents. If you're thinking about my sculptures, for instance, you can see here in the exhibition in Intention Gallery, some daily objects, sometimes it's personal objects, sometimes I made a research and I have some concept idea as then I go forward. And I saw the beauty in the simple objects. However, for some people, some person, this is meaningless, this is mundane, this is banality. What is that, I have this feeling to try to synthesize or simplify the complications in life. And if you think like that, sometimes it's very mundane or randomic, very banal objects, but I try to combine them. And that's the reason this concept of beauty and the meaningless comes through my mind, because I play with that. And of course have the concept to give support of the artwork and to people understand what you like to say. I love this combination and this duality, and you can see it through my own work. That's the reason sometimes people smile and say, no, this is nice, this is funny, or they say, what is that, And I think this is kind of shock, this conflict about this concept intrigue me and excite me, because I think sometimes art, of course, have this very important way of crafting and combination very precisely, and I adore and I really appreciate it. I play with this concept of surrealism, minimalism, pop art and art povera. Why I say that? Because I try to combine this daily object and try to intertwine this thought through physical object, and sometimes it's very surreal. Because when you look at the results, that, sorry, excuse me, what is that? It's kind of very craziness, and I think it's all related on combination. I think it's my way to see surreal is like the way I play the beauty and the meaningless together. And I think this is one of the pillars of the work. Of course, I can say, for example, true minimalism, because my background is I work in advertising for 15 years. And this is something I cannot just completely disconnect it and try to be precisely no massimo details, the minimal error. And I really try to push myself to create that. And I play, for instance, to art border because it's part of the found object or the found way to do it, and recreate or reuse it, or not only to simplify, but to combine and change the concept. You can combine everything together and say it's a pop art because something fun. This concept is more modern. It's really concept art, and that's the reason it's all related. It's really difficult to punctuate to say just surreal, my art is real. It's a combination of different way of different practice or different ideas. And through depends if it's photographer or sculptures or installation or through performers. I love to do it. It's very deep inside. How I represent myself, how I show myself to the world, especially to be a foreigner, I live it in a different country, live in London, England. I have this internal conflict because I don't want to sometimes to show myself too much, but it's a self-portrait. The work is very, very personal, very representative of my daily life, of my family, my friends, and the country I born. Through my practice and through combination of my daily object, and you saw and understand what happened to my personal life at that moment. The combination of objects is not completely randomic. It's regarding something happened in the past, or something I'm feeling, or something I thought or I read at the moment, because the representation of my daily life and my thoughts. I think my process like that sometimes very painful or very deep inside and take weeks, months. Sometimes you have something in head, for a while, for different reasons. Sometimes you didn't manage to do it, to create it, or achieve the successful object or practice in the end. Sometimes you can do a sketch, you can elaborate it, you can play or try to work with the material, but sometimes it's not the right one. And when I achieve it, after months or years, or I feel happy. It's not only happy in the playful way, but with such a relief. It's gone. It's gone, Now move on, let's change the concept. Let's do something else. I think as internal battle, it's the way of my way to creation, or my way to develop, because the work is very personal. It's a completed, it's an internal process. And sometimes it's deep inside. It could be painful. It's not very digestive sometimes, but it's something. That's one reason I think it's all the process. Give me a smile in the end when something deep inside I managed to create, and that's it. The feeling to make something invisible visible actually is a great achievement if you manage to do that, because it's something to show yourself. Something could be invisible because it's inside of you, something very personal, and if you show this transform in something visible. And I think this combination, these dualities, and you can see because there's an intertwined combinations, and you just simplify and synthesize differently. And that's the reason I enjoy when I created something is meaningful or don't have this importance, and I cannot say I put in a pedestal, but I give a life for that.